I think people should get the message that, look, if I don't answer you, even if you ask me 20 times,
Do not get
I
answered.
don't think, I don't think.
Is your hand clean?
Yes,
You
it's
want
clean.
to-
Yes,
okay.
Ma, I washed it. I don't think that I would answer your question. Like, one of the questions that keep on asking me, what's wrong with you? Why are you so quiet? Why aren't you talking?
Just tell them there's nothing wrong with you, but definitely there's something wrong with you because you don't get the message. It's easy. It's easy breezy.
That's my mom. She wasn't invited to the vlog, but she shall be the disembodied voice. So yes, pestering me. What I wanted most during that time, what I really needed was, yes, I need your company, but what I wanted and what I needed was for you to give me my space. Leave me alone. Like, be there for me. Like, you can cuddle me, give me a hug, but just stop talking. I mean, do talk about how's your car? Your kid. How's your kid? Don't ask me. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about what happened in Melbourne. What happened? Because I don't know. I did not know what happened. I couldn't explain. And family members were just kept on asking. And really, there was this one time, literally, I didn't say a word when one of my aunts, she was asking me like all these questions, and all I did was just stare at her. Didn't answer any. I didn't say a thing, and she would keep on asking. Like, it was psychotic. It was like, I'm not answering you. Leave me alone. So basically, it was like she was talking to a mute person, but she kept on asking anyway, knowing that this person will not answer back. I don't know, after 20 more questions, she finally left me alone. So, like, a lot of my family, like, tried to pry the truth, like, what was going on. But I did not have the answer. I did not know. I don't know. I know now. After 6 months. This is 6 months of silence, of complete silence. Oh, and I stayed in Cal for about only 3 weeks. It was 3 weeks. I couldn't stand it anymore. I told my mom, look, can you get me out of here? Because I appreciate my family, but not like this. Not when I just really needed to be left alone. So my mom said, okay, come to Vienna. My parents were in Vienna. So when I went back to KL, I was not staying with my parents. I was staying at my aunt's place, and that's where I met all my cousins and all these relatives. I'm like, hey, you're back in KL. Blah, 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 blah. How's Melbourne? How's Melbourne? How's Melbourne? So after 3 weeks, I flew to Vienna on September. I think it was during Christmas. I flew to Vienna during Christmas. Spent Christmas with my parents and my sister. So I'm still in Vienna. I'm in Vienna right now. And for the first 2 months, I think, I was still quiet. I was still very quiet. Like, I didn't talk. My parents did all the talking, and my sister did all the talking. They did notice that I was extremely quiet, but they didn't pry. They gave me my space. Like, literally what I did during the first 2 months was just like, that. Just nothing. Like, yes, they know something was wrong. but they didn't pester me with questions. They didn't push me. They didn't push me. They talked about things, like random things. They didn't even... Sure, my stepdad, he asked me like, how's Melbourne? Did you like Melbourne? How are you? How's your studies? Like, just that. And when I didn't answer much, he got it. See, he only asked like once, and when I didn't answer, he got it. Like, okay, you don't want to talk about it, fine, I'll leave you alone. But he did think I was angry at him. I was not angry at him. He thought that I was mad at him for something. I'm like, no, just leave me alone. Just don't ask, don't talk to me. And after 2 months of living with my parents, and then I started to have conversations. I started to talk. I started to get better. I started to talk again. I talk a lot. And eventually, like, I talk even more. And recently, I think it's been about 2 weeks, I finally opened up. Like, I finally analyzed it, like really analyzed it, like what happened in Melbourne and what happened to myself. And, you know, I talked to my mom a lot and came to the conclusion that maybe I was not ready to be, you know, to live on my own and stuff. And I did a lot of reflection of what happened, like what could have I done to, you know, not make this happen again. And really, I was just terrified of my parents. I thought they were going to throw me out because I wasted so much money. Not me, like my parents' money. Like, they wasted so much money and so much time sending me to school, and this is what I produced. Like, I was ashamed. I was ashamed of myself. I didn't know what to do. Like, I thought, this was the end. Like, you screwed up big time. Like, this is, to me, what I did in Melbourne was the biggest screw up I ever did, ever in my 22 years of life. The biggest screw up ever. I felt like, wow, my parents are gonna kill me. They're gonna kick me out of the house and say mean things. I thought that they would say mean things like, you know, we wasted so much money on you, and we had so much hope that you would come home with a degree at least, and, you know, just... But they didn't. When it came, they didn't ask me, they didn't tell me that I wasted so much money. They didn't tell me anything. They just showered me with so much love and so much understanding. They didn't pry. And yeah, for the past 2 weeks I've been opening up. And see, now it has been 6 months in Vienna. And I think it's about time that I move on from what happened in Melbourne. Like, you know, as a human being, we make mistakes, and so I made a huge mistake. And I thought to myself, like, there's no going back. You just screwed up. You screwed up. Now, going back to Malaysia, you're gonna get a crappy job. Like, you're gonna work so hard in the kitchen, and people are not gonna recognize your work because you don't have much education. Because I only have like a diploma in culinary arts, and I have like a year and a half of work experience. Like, even if I go to hotels, like, the best position I could get was a commie chef, and that's not really good. Like, you don't get paid much as a commie chef in Malaysia. You don't get paid much as a commie chef anywhere, but in Malaysia it was really, the pay is really bad. Like, I was earning probably 3 times more working in Vienna as a commie chef if I were to work in Malaysia, and I couldn't, like, I could still continue to work in Vienna, but I don't think I was moving forward working in Vienna at the same place. That's why I decided to go to Melbourne to continue with my studies and to see, to, you know, move up from being a commie chef. But it didn't work out. I discovered that it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of my future. it, my mom told me it's a huge learning curve. Like, okay, you've made your mistake. You don't have to sleep in your shit for the rest of your life. Clean up your shit and start pursuing something else. Not like I wanted to pursue something new. Like, I still want to be a chef. I'm still a chef. But yeah, I do agree. I do see it now that Melbourne is a huge learning curve. Like, I finally know what I really want. And what I want is to actually one day open my own restaurant. And in order to do that, you need a lot of experience and you need to know how to manage a restaurant, how to manage people, how to do the food costing, how to do beverage, and there's a lot of business side of it, and accountings, all those numbers. I wasn't very good at maths, but I got an A for SPM. Good enough. Probably. No, not for restaurant, not yet. So yes, moving on. And that was why I left Melbourne. I'm not going back to Melbourne. Maybe for a holiday, but that won't happen anytime soon. Maybe when I earn my own money. Not anytime soon. So yeah, that I think that would conclude my first vlog. I'm gonna make it public first, like see the reaction, and if I don't like the reaction of setting my vlogs to public, I would change it to make it private, so that so it would be just for me and my family or for me and my friends. For those who listen to until the end, like wow, get a hobby. Okay, I'm fine. I'll see you guys next vlog if I keep it up. Bye.